All right, John, in Pennsylvania, there are over 50,000 direct support professionals who provide care to tens of thousands of adults with autism or intellectual disabilities.
But there is a funding crisis, which is making it extremely difficult to provide the essential care that so many depend on. Erie News Now State Capitol correspondent Brendan Scanlon is breaking down tonight the issue and the funding needs that advocates rallied for this week in Harrisburg.
My daughter can't even roll over without assistance. Imagine that being you, when your morning staff doesn't show up and there is no one else.
For Lisa Butler and her daughter Sophia, direct support professionals are a lifeline. But with limited funds, many of these essential providers cannot afford to hire and retain workers and are struggling to compete with companies who can.
The person asking, "Do you want fries with that?" should not earn more than someone who cares for our citizens, our friends, our children.
State funding through the Department of Human Services is a critical lifeline for direct support professionals and the services they provide. But this year, there's one major problem.
We did not receive any additional funding for direct support professional wages.
Sherry Landis with the ARC of Pennsylvania says providers need a $430 million budget increase for wages to prevent a full collapse of the system.
The state relies on us, the providers, to provide those services, but the state is not giving us the funds to do our job.
Without the increase, providers say 60,000 individuals are at risk of reduced essential services or worse, losing those services altogether.
And this is becoming very problematic for individuals and families.
It's a no-brainer, ladies and gentlemen. Increase the funding for DSPs.
Advocates say services for over 4,000 individuals have been dropped in the last 3 years because of downsizing, staff shortages, and cuts. They say the $430 million would not only resume those dropped services, but also help the additional 12,000 individuals on the waiting list. At the state capitol in Harrisburg, Brendan Scanlon reporting.